Who'd you think it was, Roland Martin? Hey, this is Coach Chad. So with the latest going on with the whole coronavirus thing, we're not able to meet. So we're going to do the next best thing. We're going to try to videotape our presentations and put them on YouTube so you guys can at least see what's going on and not miss much of the educational part before hopefully we get on the water and start fishing. So, we kind of figured, especially with these couple weeks off you have at school until they figure out what they're going to do, perfect time to start taking care of some of this stuff in your tackle box. So what I'm going to talk about today is preparing your tackle from last year to this year, basically cleaning up your stuff, tuning crankbaits, sharpening hooks, and replacing treble hooks on crankbaits, top waters, whatever, that need to be replaced. So the first thing I want to do is talk about going through some of your gear and getting it ready for the spring. Here you got a spinnerbait that's seen better days. The skirt is kind of melted, stuck together, needs to be replaced. You see a lot of this in the like living rubber type of skirts compared to the silicone style that's out there now. So, you pull that off, put a new skirt on. Another thing you want to do, especially on spinner baits and buzz baits also, is up where you got the swivel and the bearings. A lot of times they get full of weeds or moss or such. Get that stuff all cleaned up because that impairs the blade from spinning correctly. Same with around the eyes and that too. So that's kind of it for the spinner baits. Crankbaits, same kind of thing. You might have some dried weeds on the hooks, get those removed. Another thing to check with spinner or crankbaits is the bills. As you can see this one here, it's missing a chunk, it's cracked, missing another chunk. This one's junk. Nothing you can't fix it, nothing you can do. Pull the split rings and the hooks off, and you got some spare hooks. Another thing what you can do with your sinkers, especially like your bullet weights. A lot of times when you're dealing with lead, the hole will kind of get filled in with gunk and whatever. You can take a paper clip, the smaller size, push it through to clean that opening out. Make it a lot easier when you're out on the boat to try to run a line through it compared to when the hole is closed. Now as you can see here, that opening is pretty small. You run the paper clip through it, open that hole up, nice and clean. It's ready to go. So the next thing we're going to do is sharpening hooks. Picked up crankbait at Cabela's here a couple weeks ago, or a week or so ago, or whatever. Just going to show you when you buy stuff brand new, the hooks are not as sharp as they could be and should be. So open it up. So here's the crankbait. Easiest way to tell if the hooks are sharp is a simple test. What I do is I take my thumbnail, I balance that hook. If it'll balance on there like that, they're sharp. If they slide off, then they need to be sharpened. That one's not too bad, but I'm going to sharpen it anyways just to demonstrate how you sharpen your hooks. So these are actually pretty good, surprisingly, especially on the cheaper. These are like a $3 crankbait. Usually they're not as sharp, they don't put as good hooks on them, but these are pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you sharpen the hook on these. First off, use a flat file. You can pick these up at any hardware store, Menards, Home Depot, $5. Take the treble hook, hold it like so. You can do it one of two ways. You can do it on the bait. You can take them off the bait, do them that way. I just leave them right on the bait. I sharpen 3 sides of the hook. That side, the bottom side, top side. I will do the sides first and then I'll go through and do the top. And it's just a matter of pretty much kind of laying it flat on that hook. Just make it nice, long, even strokes, usually about 3 times. Flip it over. Do the other side. Now you do the top. You can check. That hook is ready to go. So the next thing we're going to show is changing the hooks on a crankbait, topwater, anything that's got a treble hook. If a hook is rusted, split ring is rusted, needs to be fixed, needs to be changed. Hooks that are rusted are weaker. They're going to eventually break. Or if you got hooks that from last year, you caught northerns on them, you had to bend the hooks back because the northern straightened it out a little bit. Those are going to be weak. Might as well just take them off, change them. Treble hooks are cheap. Now I'm going to give you kind of a demonstration. I got a couple of different, you got special pliers called split ring pliers to do this job. And the reason why they're special is on one side they're going to have a little hook. That's where you go to put in between the split ring to open it up to add or remove the hook. So I just got a big key ring here just in as example to show you what that's going to look like. Put it in there. And you can see how you open that up. Now you're able to take that hook, slide it on, or slide it off. So I'll go ahead and find this, where the end of it is. Put the pliers into there, open it up, get it going. Kind of hard to see, and it's just a matter of sliding it off. Just keep working it back. Okay, hook is off now. Get a new hook on, replace it. And to put it on, it's basically just the opposite of what you did. Open it up. You're going to want to leave enough of the end open to be able to get that hook on it. Now it's just a matter of sliding it the other way. And if you're not paying attention, a lot of times you can just slide it right off again. You got to start all over again. Okay, so that hook has been basically replaced. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is tuning crankbaits. Most of the time you get them out of the package, they're tuned. They don't always be that case, but sometimes they're not tuned. Or after you're fishing, banging it on rocks, docks, whatever, the bait gets out of tune. Crankbaits are designed when you cast it out, when you reel it in, it comes straight back at you. If it's going off to the side, kicking off to the other side, it's out of tune. Very easy way to fix it. Just get a needle nose pliers, and you're going to have the eye right here, which this one has a split ring attached to it, but it's the eye that you want to bend to get it back into tune. So if it's kicking off to your right, you're going to want to bend the eye to the left. Just take the needle nose, grab onto the eye, and it doesn't take much at all. It's like you almost barely not even move it. Cast it out, reel it in. If it's running straight, you're done. If it's still running to the right, bend it a little bit more to the left. Sometimes you bend it too far, now it's kicking off to the left, you got to bend it to the right. Just keep working with it. Like I say, it doesn't take much to get this to get back into tune. But if it's not in tune, it's not going to work correctly and you're not going to hardly catch any fish. So this is all I have today. One thing what I'm going to do is go to our website, go under my bio, and on my bio will be my email address. Send me an email. What I want you guys to do is send me a question or two that you want to ask a coach. I don't know who will be doing the next one, if it's me or somebody else, but ask a coach, if we use your question in the next video, we'll have some kind of, bag of plastics, crankbait, whatever for you. So until next time, remember, we're going to be on the lake sooner than later, a couple months away. Have a good one.